Hello again, my friends. Thanks for joining me for another video. And if this is your first time here, a very warm welcome. I'm Lucy, your narrator. Before we get started, please kindly take a moment right now and click that subscribe button and notification bell so you can be notified of every time I upload a new video. And also please watch this video to the end to see the preview trailer and some behind the scenes photos. And also please check out my other videos in my playlist right here on my channel. And if you enjoy my work and would like to show your appreciation in the form of a donation, please kindly consider any amount on my Patreon page or my PayPal account. You'll find the links down below. Your generosity will help me to continue bringing you more videos similar to this one. Thanks in advance. And if you haven't seen this movie, please know there will be some spoilers in this video. So now join me at the old-time drive-in movie theater where it feels like we're all watching this movie together. Someone please pass the popcorn. And now for our feature presentation. Jezebel is a drama and romance movie. And as I continue to bring you my series on Bette Davis, if you're a fan of hers, like I am, I have more on my playlist and I'll be bringing you more soon. This movie was released in the USA in 1938 and it stars Miss Bette Davis and Henry Fonda. And some of her co-stars were George, Brent, and others. It was directed by William Wyler and it won 2 Oscars. The movie is about in 1850s Louisiana, a free-spirited Southern belle loses her fiancé due to her stubborn vanity and pride, and vows to win him back. And now for some behind-the-scenes trivia and tidbits. The play was purchased for Bette Davis in 1937, 2 years before Gone with the Wind in 1939 hit the screens. David Selznick was furious at this decision, seeing it as Warner Brothers' deliberate attempt to sabotage his Civil War epic. For that reason, and contrary to what legend said, he refused to even consider Davis for the part of Scarlett O'Hara. And after an advanced screening of the film, David Selznick wrote to Warner complaining about the film's similarities to Gone with the Wind, particularly citing Julie's pinching her cheeks to give them color, which Scarlett O'Hara does in the book, and a dining room scene in which the male characters discuss differences between the North and the South and the possibility of war. Warner countered that the dining room scene was faithful to the scene in the original play, which had appeared a few years before Margaret Mitchell's novel. And at the time of filming, director William Wyler and lead actor Henry Fonda were both ex-husbands of actress Margaret Sullivan. And now, since we're all watching this video because we're obviously interested in the old-time classics in one way or another, I thought it would be fun to make believe we're on one of those old-time game quiz shows and participate in the following question. Oh, and by the way, there are no right or wrong answers. Okay, so here's the scene and the question as follows. The red dress sequence was based on a real-life white ball in Hollywood at which all the women dutifully appeared in white, except for Mrs. MGM herself, Norma Shearer. One guest commented, "Who does Norma think she is? The house madam?" What was the meaning of wearing a white dress or a red dress at that time in those functions? If you know or would like to guess, I'd love to know your opinions on this. Please let me know by commenting below. Hopefully this will be fun. And the rumors that Henry Fonda and William Wyler didn't get on were not true. While Fonda found Wyler's diligent style too slow and sedate, he was nevertheless impressed with the results Wyler was getting from his cast and crew. Fonda's main reason for agitation was because he wanted to be in New York for the imminent birth of his daughter, Jane Fonda. And some scenes were filmed around Henry Fonda to allow him to be with his wife as she gave birth to their daughter, Jane. including scenes with the sometimes prickly star, Bette. As the star as the film, Davis was within her rights to insist that Fonda remain until their scenes were finished, but she allowed him to complete his shots and leave. And sadly, Bette Davis's father died during production on New Year's Day, 1938. With the production 24 days behind schedule, there was no question of her taking time off to attend his funeral. And Bette Davis first met William Wyler in 1931 when she auditioned for a part in his film A House Divided in 1931. She was late and had hurriedly put on a size 8 dress that was cut very low. As she walked by, she heard Wyler say to one of his crew members, "What do you think of these dames who show off their beep?" I'm not going to say the word he said, but you know what I'm trying to say, their boobs, and think they can get jobs. Davis was completely humiliated by his comment, rightfully so, and hadn't forgotten it when they later met to discuss working on this film. And the irony is that Davis had a reputation for foregoing her sex appeal and often appearing without makeup. So there you go. Okay, so and Humphrey Bogart, who had just worked with William Wyler on Dead End in 1937, warned Bette Davis that she would hate working with him because of his habit of doing extensive retakes without suggesting anything for the actors to change. So on her first day of shooting, he took 28 takes just to get one simple scene in the dress shop. She found this situation frustrating, but when she watched the rushes, she realized that her performance had gotten better with each successive take. And when William Wyler never said how he felt about a take after he printed it, which drove Bette Davis mad with insecurity. When she finally told him she needed more approval from her director, Wyler started saying, "Marvelous, Miss Davis, just marvelous," after each take. Davis finally laughed and told him to go back to his usual ways. And throughout filming, William Wyler kept at Bette Davis to drop her nervous mannerisms, yelling at her for wiggling her hips or moving her head too much. At one point, he even threatened to tie a chain around her to make her hold her head still. As a result, the gestures she kept in were much more powerful than in previous performances. And Bette Davis and William Wyler embarked on an affair. Crew members often saw him leaving her dressing room with his face covered with lipstick. With her husband Harmon Nelson working mostly in New York, their marriage was breaking up. Davis spent many nights at Wyler's home, cooking dinner, discussing the film, and making love. And following a quarrel with William Wyler, Bette Davis embarked on an affair with Henry Fonda that greatly increased tensions on the set. After a phone call from Fonda's pregnant wife, she called things off. And shooting was scheduled to end on Saturday, January 15, 1938, but Bette Davis was too ill to work. Some have suggested she was upset that the end of production would mean the end of her affair with William Wyler. The last shot was Monday, January 17, 29 days over schedule and about $400,000 over budget. And in an interview with Dick Cavett in 1971, Bette Davis said her salary was $650 a week. And after winning the Best Actress Oscar for this film, Bette Davis was nominated for Best Actress for the next 4 successive years for Dark Victory in 1939, The Letter in 1940, The Little Foxes in 1941, and now Voyager in 1942. And Bette Davis credited William Wyler for making her a box office star after he directed her Oscar-winning performance in this movie. And Bette Davis's Oscar was sold at auction on July 19, 2001 at Christie's for $57,800. The buyer was Steven Spielberg, who then immediately donated it back to the Academy.
You're part of it, Prince. And it's part of you. Like I am. You can't get away from us, Prince. We're both in your blood.
Judy, please.
And we'll never let you go. To plan. To fight. But you can't fight marriage. Marriage, is it? To that washed-out little Yankee. Price is mine.
I expressed an opinion. There was nothing personal about it. Take it as you like.
Well, if it wasn't personal, I'm satisfied.
Just understand, Cantrell, the question of your being satisfied about my opinions is of no importance to me.
Gentlemen.
Evidently, you've made up your mind.
No, Julie. You've made up my mind.
Well, then, goodbye, Price.
Not often, but loud. And in the world that I knew, I didn't know about you. Chasing after the ring on the merry-go-round, just taking my fun where it could be found. And yet what else could I do? I didn't know about you. Darling, now I know I had the loneliest yesterday. Every day romance was a thing I kidded about. How could I know about love? I didn't know about you.
I'm gonna get in the movies and wear all them nice clothes. All them nice clothes like they wear. And I'll sit in them big hotels and they'll take pictures of me. When they have them openings, I'll go and talk on the radio, and it won't cost me nothing, because I'm in the picture. All them nice clothes like they wear. Because this guy says I'm a natural.
If you like that one, we've got a lot more. Hotter than your morning coffee.
Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you come back to see the next one. I'll be here waiting for you. If you enjoyed this, please kindly give me a like, share with others, comment below, subscribe if you haven't already, and don't forget you need to click on that notification bell so that you can be notified of every time I upload a new one. So thank you so very much for stopping by again and sharing this moment with me and this time that always passes by so quickly. I can't wait to do the next one for you. So Until we meet again, please be safe and be blessed.